Good evening. It is Wednesday evening, October 9th. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. I just wanted to share with you something totally phenomenal. If you look on the windy.com app, or you go to windy.com website, you look at Hurricane Milton. This thing is just, it's hard to even comprehend how something like this is happening. You go to Hurricane Tracker. They have something called the Hurricane Tracker. So you see the thing back Friday, October 4th, 1 p.m., 29 mile per hour sustained winds. And then you go into Saturday, 5 o'clock, 1 p.m., 40 mile per hour sustained winds. You know, it's still in the southwestern portions of the Gulf of Mexico at that time. Barometric pressure on Saturday, this past Saturday, 29.71. That's what it was. Now with 40 mile per hour sustained winds. Now the thing... See, then it's hard to see what happens after that. You have Saturday. Okay, so now you go to... here we go. You have Sunday, October 6th, 1 o'clock p.m., this thing becomes a hurricane. So it went, okay, it's a tropical storm or so on Saturday, 40 mile per hour sustained winds, 29.7. Nothing special Saturday. By Sunday, it's reached the strength of like basically a nor'easter, what a nor'easter would be like in the wintertime in terms of barometric pressure. Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m., 29.15 inches of mercury. And of course, it's dropping 81 mile per hour sustained winds. It's a category 1 hurricane. But look at what happens here. Sunday, October 6th, 1 p.m., 81 mile per hour sustained winds. And then Monday, it more than doubles. Monday, 1 o'clock p.m., that's a 24-hour period, the thing explodes into a Category 5 hurricane. 173 mile per hour sustained winds, a barometric pressure of 26.84. What do people have to say about that? What are the words to describe that? You know, we speak about on the East Coast when storms drop 24 MB within a 24-hour period. That's called the bombogenesis. If we were to convert this over to the MB, this is just mind-boggling. There must be a different word. I guess we have to look it up. Like, this is an explosion of an unprecedented explosion, I would think. You go from 29.1 to 26.8 within a 24-hour period. 29.1 to 26.8 in a 24-hour period. Okay, so let's convert that over to the MB. Maybe we can do it right here, I think. All I'm going to do is... this thing itself could tell me exactly, let's go. How do I convert it over? I'm just going to go to settings. I'll go to the pressure, and we're going to go for that. We go back to the hurricane, and okay, this is just unbelievable. Nope, that's the wrong pressure. Okay, that's for sure the wrong pressure. Okay, so we go, that's not it. We're going to try this again. So we're going to go to the settings. We go to pressure. I think we'll have it now. We go to hurricane. Here we go. So it's Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m., 40 mile per hour sustained winds, and 1,006 millibar pressure. Okay. Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m., it's 987 millibar pressure. Okay, now, does that qualify for bombogenesis? No, it's close, but it doesn't. But it did double. The wind speed doubled. Saturday, 40 miles per hour. Sunday, 81 miles per hour. And it went from 1,006 to 987. So it's about a 19 millibar pressure change in 24 hours. Not quite a bombogenesis. Okay, now, Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m., it's 987 millibar. That's the pressure. And then Monday, it's Monday, 1 o'clock p.m. 24 hours later, it's 909 millibar. That's a 78 millibar drop in 24 hours. A bombogenesis is a 24 millibar drop in 24 hours. Think about that. If it's 48, that's a double bombogenesis. If it's 72, that's a triple bombogenesis. This is 78 millibar drop in 24 hours. There's probably terminology here that could be used that we don't even know of. Maybe people listening to this know of it. Maybe it's all over who knows? Maybe it's on some weather channel. But from the terminology that we're used to hearing in the United States, we don't really get so many hurricanes. But bombogenesis is a big thing. But this is 3 times stronger, even more than 3 times stronger. It just explodes. The question is why? What caused it to explode like that? So it did go over an area of warm water in depth. There's a little area in the Gulf where it did that. But it still is mind-boggling. Okay, so now after it's done that, so it stays for the next 6 hours, it stays pretty much exactly the same. It strengthens a little bit. The wind speeds remain at 173. Okay, comes Tuesday. Now what happens? We go Monday. Okay, Tuesday, that's yesterday. 1 o'clock p.m. So it's slightly weaker. It's 915 millibar. Wind speeds have dropped to 167 mile per hour. So, but it's still category 5. And then earlier today, 1 a.m., what's super interesting is that the barometric pressure strengthens again. It goes back down to 908 millibar. The wind speeds weaken for some reason. They got on to 161 miles an hour. And then now, as it approaches land, it's literally this was as of 21 minutes ago. The barometric pressure is 954 millibar, and the wind speeds are 120 miles an hour. So it's down to a major hurricane, category 3. It seems to be rapidly weakening, because if you go from 1 a.m. today was 908. So if a bombogenesis is a drop of 24, this thing rose 48 millibar within an 18-hour period. I mean, it's rapid. I would think that would be called rapidly weakening. The question is why? Why is it rapidly weakening? But whatever it's doing, according to this map, actually, according to this, the thing is basically hitting land right now. Right over Sarasota. We could check with the Hurricane Center to see. And check with the Hurricane Center. This is something really unbelievable. This thing is a sneaky storm. Super sneaky. Let's go over here. Reported. Okay, here, we're gonna. Let's go I guess we're going to take a look at so let's see what's going on here. Let's look at some of these wind speeds. Okay, so we have Sarasota. Reported wind. Okay, I'm at reported winds. And it's pretty rinky-dink, actually. How is this? Okay, we have a place here. Winds 18 miles an hour, gusting to 47. This is at Sarasota Brett Danton International Airport as of 24 minutes ago. 18 mile per hour wind from the east, gusting to 47 miles an hour. Okay, we have this place. This is Lakewood Ranch. This is in Florida. This was 1 hour, 3 minutes ago. East wind 39 miles per hour, gusts to 55 miles an hour. So we don't see anything hurricane strength. We have very strong gusts. If you look in these various areas, very strong gusts. We have this area. It's Bay Point Middle School here in Florida. 32 mile per hour winds from the north, gusts to 72 miles an hour. Now this place, it's not hurricane force yet. It's Albert Whitted Airport. 54 mile per hour winds from the northeast, gusts to 77. So we have really strong gusts. We have this place here, St. Petersburg, Clearwater. The gust is 81 miles per hour. Winds are northeast 45 miles an hour. That's probably the winner for the gusts, 81 miles an hour. But this is just places like on land, really. You have 82 mile per hour gusts. 60, 77, 72. Always, but you go down here. What else do we have? We have I guess you have to wonder how accurate these readings are. Let's switch it over to weather stations. We're going to go to reported temperature. We'll look at various weather stations. We take a look at some of the warnings here. We go here, weather warnings. This whole area. So there's a tornado watch and there's a hurricane warning. Tornado watch 690. This is for Hillsborough, Florida, Sarasota, Florida. A tornado watch until 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It basically expires right now. It includes 8 counties in Central Florida. Polk Sumter in West Central Florida, Hernando, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pasco, Pinellas, Sarasota. This includes the cities of Bayshore Gardens, Bradenton, Brandon, Brooksville, Bushnell, Clearwater, Dade City, Englewood, Holiday, Hudson, Jasmine Estates, Lake Pennsauken, Lakeland, Lando Lakes, Largo, Newport Richey, Northport, Palmetto, Sarasota, South Venice, Spring Hill, St. Petersburg, Tampa, the villages Venice, Wildwood, Winter Haven, and Zephyrus. Okay, up. That's issued from the National Weather Service of Tampa Bay, Florida. Then we have a hurricane warning. This hurricane warning is in effect until Thursday, which is tomorrow, 1 a.m. And it started 5 p.m. So it's just in effect for another 4 hours. Locations affected: Venice, Sarasota, Englewood. Latest local forecast equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane force wind. Peak wind forecast 95 to 115 with gusts to 125 miles per hour. Window for tropical storm force winds until Thursday evening. Window for hurricane force winds until Thursday morning. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track size and intensity. Potential for winds greater than 110 miles per hour. The wind threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Plan for extreme wind of equivalent Category 3 hurricane force or higher. Last-minute efforts should solely focus on protecting life. The area remains subject to catastrophic wind damage. Now is the time to shelter from life-threatening wind. Be ready to move to the safest place inside your shelter if necessary. Potential impacts are currently unfolding. Potential impacts from the main wind event are unfolding. Storm surge, latest local forecast, life-threatening and historic storm surge possible. Peak storm surge inundation, the potential for 9 to 13 feet above ground, somewhere within surge-prone areas. The window of concern is through Thursday evening. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track size and intensity. Potential for storm surge flooding greater than 9 feet above ground. The storm surge threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Shelter against extreme life-threatening storm surge flooding greater than 9 feet above ground. All ordered evacuations should be complete. Evacuees should be in shelters well away from the storm surge flooding. Remain sheltered in a safe location. Do not venture outside. Move to upper floors to escape rising water if necessary. Potential impacts from the main surge event are unfolding. Flooding rain, the latest local forecast. The flood watch is also in effect. Peak rainfall amounts an additional 1 to 3 inches with locally higher amounts. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty, track size, and intensity. Potential for extreme flooding rain. The flooding rain threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Emergency plans should include the potential for extreme flooding from heavy rain. Evacuations and rescues are likely. Urgently consider protective actions from extreme and widespread rainfall flooding. Listen to any flood watches and warnings. Failure to take action will likely result in serious injury or loss of life. Devastating to catastrophic extreme rainfall flooding may prompt numerous evacuations and rescues. Rivers may overwhelmingly overflow their banks in many places with deep moving water. Small streams, creeks, canals, and ditches may become raging rivers. Flood control systems may become stressed. Flood waters can enter numerous structures within multiple communities, some structures becoming uninhabitable or washed away. Numerous places where flood waters may cover escape routes. Streets and parking lots become rivers of raging water with underpasses submerged. Driving conditions become very dangerous. Numerous road and bridge closures, with some weakened or washed out. The latest forecast regarding tornadoes is the tornado watch is in effect. Situation is very favorable for tornadoes. Threat to life and property, then potential for many tornadoes. The tornado threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Emergency plans should continue to include the potential for many tornadoes. Stay within your shelter, keeping informed of the latest tornado situation. Move quickly to the safest place within your shelter if a tornado warning is issued. The occurrence of numerous tornadoes can greatly hinder the execution of emergency plans during typical tropical events. Many places may experience tornado damage, with a few spots of immense destruction, power loss, and communications failures. Locations could realize roof and wall failures or sturdy buildings, with some being leveled structures upon weak foundations blown away. Mobile homes obliterated, large trees twisted and snapped with forested trees uprooted, vehicles lifted off the ground and thrown, and boats destroyed. Large and deadly projectiles can add to the toll. We have a tropical cyclone, Milton. This is just another way of wording everything. Oh no, this is for Mexico. This was issued by the Global Disaster Alert and Coordination System. This one is until Thursday, 3 a.m. Tropical typhoon for winds of 287 kilometers an hour. Milton 24 was active in the Atlantic. The cyclone affects these countries, Mexico, United States. Estimated population affected by Category 1 wind speeds or higher is 5.546 million. We have a severe tropical cyclone. Then just another severe tropical cyclone. I mean, it's all the same thing. Very intense stuff. That's for the Sarasota area. The Sarasota area. If we use the Storm Shield app, that would be interesting. I think we should put I think we're going to go live. The best way to hear it is Spreaker.com, where we're going to go live.